to do, then maybe we should all just go and be farming enough yam for our families. I'd like to give a story of Intel. I think we all know Intel, right? They make chips for computers. Yes, ICT. In the 80s, 70s, 80s, Intel used to be the main producer of chips. They make chips for your systems, your laptops, and that was when computers were just coming out. So they were making a lot of money. Towards the end of the 80s, I think, Apple contracted them to make a chip for a phone before the iPhone came in. And they looked at it. Why would I build chips for a phone that is much smaller, much cheaper, less profit, when I'm already making so much profit on computers? And look at it now. How many people actually use computers as much as they use their phones? Somebody else has taken over their market because they gave up. They felt that there was no profit in it. It's not like there wasn't profit, but probably the profit wasn't as much as they would have expected or as much as they were already making. So if everybody sits back and says, nah, that business doesn't give me enough profit, then I don't think anybody's going to go anywhere. And then to answer my sister, yes, we do have guidance and counselors in school. Maybe it's not as popular as it used to be, but I can even say that sometimes guidance and counselors can deter you. Because I know that when I was growing up, I told my guidance and counselor I wanted to be a teacher. And the person looked at me and said, "You're very stupid. Your mates want to be doctors, your mates want to be engineers. You say you want to be a doctor. What is your real dream?" "I want to be a teacher, I want to write." And he just sends me away. So I had to change. I was like, okay, fine, maybe I want to be a biotechnology or a biochemist or something. And as Allah would have it, I went to University of Ilorin and I applied for biochemistry and I was given education biology. So I'm back to being a teacher, what I've always wanted to do. Yes, but GNC, guidance and counseling, doesn't only have to be at the school. I can be a guidance and counselor to someone else's child. We call it sponsorship. I have a daughter that, I'm just giving an example. Let's say I have a daughter that wants to be a teacher. Oh, I know this really good teacher at so-so place. Maybe you should meet her and talk to her. I have a daughter that likes putting Legos together. And you have a friend that is an engineer. Let her spend some time with the engineer. Maybe she might pick one or two things, you know? So it's not just about waiting for the school to do the guidance and counseling job. You can actually do that by yourself too. Send your child out there. Let them intern with people. Like another sister said, sacrifice. If you want to do something, if you really want to do something, sometimes you just have to sit back and not collect a salary. Just go and watch, look at what they're doing for 3, 4, 5 months without collecting anything. At least you know that your certificate, your CV, would have something that others might not. You have 3, 4 months experience at a real life industry, not what you were taught in the papers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll come back to you. I will. Just sure. I think it has been an engaging back and forth moment, and there are some fundamental issues that I see as a solution. I hate problem analysis alone. We start to speak to the solutions, and I want to start from them again. You see, a lot of us that are here are either in employment, not in employment, or an entrepreneur. If I may even ask, how many people are in employment here? Can I see your hands up? I'm in employment, any type of maybe private employment. So maybe like, how many percentage am I saying? Like 40? Let's see the hand, please. In employment. Okay? How many people are entrepreneurs here? Have my business, I'm doing my business. Okay? How many are both? How many people are both? Okay, I don't have any employment. I'm looking for employment. I'm looking for a job. Okay, I think we have a cocktail of everything. So really, we can actually flow. I'm doing this checking to see that maybe we're actually speaking to some people. I have identified 3 or 4 things I want to use to summarize all our engagements since. And they are key solutions to our problems. Number 1, I don't know the position of internship going forward in almost every business and employment that we are doing these days. What I knew before was that people usually go for internship not because the school wants you to go or because of any certification, but because you have seen something you need to learn at no cost. Possibly, maybe when you are within that environment, something good will happen. I'm not seeing it happening again. 2, the issue of role modeling. Role models, role models, role models. Who are the role models? What do they have to do with employability? As of today, tomorrow we talk about entrepreneurship. Number 3, the issue of mentoring. Is it the same thing as role modeling? These are fundamental issues that, at least if you see somebody you are looking up to or you are speaking to, because, like he said, the wealthiest place in this world is in the graveyard. A lot of people will die with their ideas. It's not a cause. Every day you have things agitating your mind, and if I do this, I will have made it. And before you know it, you will just move from here to Wuse. You see somebody doing excellently well with that your idea. You say, wow, why didn't I get started about 5 years ago? And I had this, exactly, this is what I was dreaming. And you will leave. Another one will come tomorrow. You say, maybe. So really, we've said all training that we do now with our own exposure is not about the output of the training. Rather, we are concerned about the outcome of the training. And that is why after this, like we have said, we are going to launch the first online mentoring platform across all Muslim groups. We are not concerned about this NASFAT buying or anywhere. No. People have challenges. Can we have a platform where you can actually throw your challenge? Maybe somebody is somewhere. Part of what I've seen again is that there are a lot of youth. What is in their account is even big enough to establish, let me say, 2, 3 industries. Whereas there are some youth, a very good friend, that has plenty of very fantastic idea that can even get it to a pilot stage, but no fund. How are we marrying these things? And they are within the Muslim Ummah. Do you continue this way? So essentially, that's why I said, if you check it very well, we don't have much of this problem. The problem is that there is no synergy. There are a lot of fault lines, and those are the lines that we need to start breaking so that all of us can be successful together. So please, can you speak to role modeling? In 1 minute, because of our time, role modeling, mentorship, internship, are they key? What is their role in employability? Is this still very important? I mean, can you encourage people to go into it so that we can start talking about solutions, not only problems? Thank you.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Internship. I remember those days back then. Well, I wasn't there, but back then I know that our parents used to go for internship to learn trades. But I think what the mistake we've made is replacing that with education. Yes, it is actually a form of education, but we've replaced it with certificate education. So we feel that once I have a certificate in so, whatever, why should I have to intern again? I've already learned everything I have to learn in the classroom. But life isn't within 4 walls. Life is out there. There are no walls out there. So to learn the real skills, you actually have to learn under somebody that is doing it, not somebody that is teaching you from a paper. Yes, I teach from a paper, and I shouldn't be encouraging that, but it's the fact, it's the truth. In order to learn the real thing, you need to see the real thing being done. And it shouldn't be your school sending you because it's a 5 GPA 0.0 course or something like that. It should be out of your own interest. I know I want to be an engineer. I've finished reading engineering and I've got my first class, but I've never seen where these machines actually work. And I want to work in that industry. How am I supposed to give out what I don't have? I'm not going to give out what is on paper. I'm going to give out real life experience. So the only way I can learn that is to work under somebody. Yes, most times it might have to be without pay, but like a sister said, sacrifice. You can sacrifice 5, 6 months, learn what is happening in the industry, and that gives you an edge over the next person that only has the paper. Okay, role models, and I think role models and mentoring are reciprocal, right? We're Muslims, and I think that your role model should be a Muslim, because a non-Muslim would not understand my point of view, my view of things. A role model will not understand why I would not want to go out without my hijab. A role model would not, a non-Muslim would not understand why I would not want to work at so-so-so industry instead of so-so industry. A non-Muslim would not think of the things you would. So when you're giving your child or you're when you're giving your child ideas of role models, please try and make sure it's a Muslim, somebody that is striving on the path of Islam, so that your child also learns that, okay, it's not just about the job I'm about to do on this earth, but what am I putting forward in the hereafter, right? And a mentor. Wow, is there really a difference in a role model and a mentor? Okay, I don't know, I'm not sure.
Assalamu alaikum once again. My sister has spoken extensively on internship, role modeling, mentorship. You have in some organizations today a situation where you have a body for new entrants. For instance, entry-level executives, like in my bank, you pair them up with a more experienced person. Now, they go to this more experienced person with questions when it comes to their job, or if they are to choose a particular department to work in, if they're given a choice, because at entry level, sometimes you're given a choice to choose, okay, what department do I really want to be posted to? Sometimes you go around all the departments first, then you are asked to make a decision, okay, which one did you enjoy most? It's just for select few, not for everybody, or else the system will be clogged. So the mentor is supposed to guide you on any gray areas you might have at any point in time, in respect to choosing a department, in respect to your day-to-day job description, carrying out your day-to-day job description. Now the mentor guides you. So I think in that respect, we can say a mentor guides an entrant, and a role model, helps you actually choose a path to follow. That's my own assessment. I don't know if there is a classic view on that. In that respect, just like my sister said, for a role model, it's better to be more careful, because the opinion of the child is still being formed. Of course, as adults, we can also have role models. Okay, I want to be like this person. Like there was a class I attended. The class is about being a good wife. And the coordinator of the class said, okay, choose a role model of a wife you want to be. It could be somebody around you. It could be somebody from history, and stand in front of the mirror and assume the role. Now you're role playing, you're copying your role model. And of course, most people choose our mothers, the wives of the prophet, and tried as much as possible to emulate them, and they told the class how they felt after the exercise. There are such exercises today. You choose a role model, assume the character of the role model, assume, the posture and everything, and try as much as possible. With time, if you do it continuously, you might actually start believing you are your role model. So in that wise, I think if you look at it from that angle, it's kind of it's kind of related, but that's what I understand. When you're choosing a mentor or a role model, know that it's somebody that has reached the peak of excellence, so to say, in the choosing profession, or is trying as much as possible to excel. You have the track record of the person is good, so that you know, okay, you are emulating the person for a reason, and when you're seeking the person's opinion, you know that, okay, this person is going to guide me in the right way. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Well, internship, whether it's important or not, I would say it's important. But the institution of internship has been thrown overboard these days because emphasis no longer placed on internship. And any graduate need internship because you need to acquire the way it's been done, the skill required to perform your duty. But it's been thrown overboard because the government is not laying emphasis on need as a precondition before you can get job. Institution that supposed to even put it in the front burner to be a part of a recruit site before you can be graduated, before you can be awarded. Whether you do internship or not, they are less concerned. Another thing is that most of the internship we are doing now, we are being done in the area that are not related to the field of study. What are you going to learn? Because there's no availability of required area to even do this internship in the first place. Why? Because most students too, when they say we don't have money to pay you, but you can come and attach, they prefer to go to where they are going to pay them, doing another job, having another experience, apart from what they have gone to school to study. This is the problem we are having against this internship. Concerning I don't want to overburden the mentoring and role modeling, but what I want to say there is that the children should have freedom of whoever they want to take after. So our intervention or our action should be minimal on them. But we should always dish out good things to them, good things about life, negative aspects of life. Let them form whatever personality they want to form, and they can now look at who are the good person they can now role modeling. And whether there are difference between mentoring and role modeling, I think it's a thin difference between the two. Why mentoring is about liking to take advice from somebody that is that you like being successful. Then the role modeling is about want to actually behave exactly the way somebody is behaving in terms of even dressing. Not only about performance alone, the way the person do things, the way he perform in a certain position. You want to actually assume the same role and want to behave like the person. While mentoring is all about your job, how you can be successful, how you can do well in role modeling. I think he mentioned about outcome management. That one of the solutions is how we are able to manage the outcome of all this discussion that we are doing. I think it's very important that it will not end here. Most of discussions like this end at the venue. We don't take it further. What I want to urge all of us now is to take it out here. Let's start to go and put something at the drawing board. Let's plan and develop a business framework in line with our, what is it called, our capacity, our intellectual capacity, so that when we have an idea on ground, we can now go out for talk, consultation. We can now consult people. From here, you know that people have an idea, they don't have money. You can come across people that have money. And with that, you can now use Islamic finance model called Mudaraba. That's what you are going to use to execute your idea. This is an Islamic model where you have Rabu Mal and Mudarib, and they share the profit. Somebody bring money, somebody has intellectual capacity to do the business. Then the two of them come together as partners. So this is how I think we should manage the outcome, what is going to come out of this thing that we are doing. And of course, we cannot do that without synergy. We have to synergize and harness available resources within ourselves and see how we can take it to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Taking the items, taking a cue from the fellow panelists, the first issue they spoke about was internship. We see a bit of internship these days in the form of IT that university students come to spend. However, it's not very encouraging. At my workplace, I can't trust an IT student to do more than photocopying for me, or to go and bring newspapers, or to go and buy food, or, I mean, that's mostly what they do, or go to the bank. Why? Because of the kind of skills they come with and their appearance and things like that, you know. So it's not very encouraging. However, I think internship, it's supposed to inculcate certain, you know, skills in these people who come for internship, in the interns. I jotted down some of these points. These skills are what will lead to what we call employability skills. Employability skills are not necessarily the degree you come with or who you know and so on and so forth. Why do a lot of organizations say, oh, we want 2 years experience, we want 5 years experience? A lot of organizations don't have time to come and teach you how to type a memo. They don't have time to teach you how to switch on a computer, how to use Microsoft Word, how to use Microsoft Excel. So they expect you to come with a minimum level of experience. Now, what are these employability skills which you can learn during internship, and which should be the reason why we encourage internship? One, you have workplace skills. What kind of skills are these? For example, planning an organization. I guess we all know what that means. Another one would be problem solving. Every day we're faced with problems. When you face problems, do you go and wait for your boss till he comes back, or you try to solve it on your own? You have decision making. You have learning business fundamentals, you know, like writing memos and channel of communication and so on and so forth. You have customer focus. Every organization has internal customers and external customers. Every business, when I say business, I mean government, private, whatever it is, you have internal and external customers. And you need to know that the customers are your stakeholders. These are some of the things you can learn. Working with tools and technology. How do you use computers? How do you use scanners? How do you send emails? How do you communicate through emails? And so on and so forth. These are some of the workplace skills you can learn during internship. Another one, again, is applied knowledge. Applied knowledge skills. Reading, for example. We read documents, we analyze them, and we treat them. Writing is very important as well. We know some people are better readers, some are better writers, you know, but then when you intern in an organization, a good organization where they inculcate internship, good internship practices, you also learn how to write because they keep making you analyze documents, you write memos, you write reports, you take minutes, so you improve. When you write it the first time, you may do it wrongly, you will be corrected and so on until you become better. People skills as well. When you intern, you might have come from a little village just like me, you know, at the back of everywhere where nobody goes to. You are used to your small hamlet, you don't know many people, you don't know how to work in teams, you don't know how to communicate, respect, you know, you only know your father or your mother and so on and so forth. When you go and intern, these are some of the skills you learn. You learn hierarchy, you learn how to communicate with people, you know who is your coworker, you know who is your senior, you know who is the CEO. You know, you learn how to do teamwork. You know, okay, I don't know how to use Excel very well. Can you help me, teach me, do this and do that? These are some of the things you can learn. Moving on to the second and third one, just like the earlier speaker said, there's a thin line, I think, between mentorship and role modeling. I see mentorship more as an operational word. I see it as a mentor. For example, I can't go and meet Dangote and say, I want you to be my mentor. He doesn't know me from anywhere. He's not likely to listen to me. He doesn't have my time. I see a mentor as somebody who you know, either by introduction, family, association, networking, and so on and so forth. Now, a mentor, why did I say is more channeled towards the operational aspect? A mentor guides you. Oh, this is how you do this. Or if you want to do this, oh, don't talk to this person like that. This is how you go about it. This is how you write your CV, and so on and so forth. While a role model is more aspirational. A role model is that figure there that you want to be. We want to be like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He can't mentor us. He's not alive. He can't mentor us, but then he can be a role model. How can he be a role model? I aspire to be like him. I aspire to not be a liar. I aspire to be the kindest person. I aspire to be the best husband. I aspire to be, the best of mankind. Of course, I know I wouldn't get there, but then that's what aspirations are for. You hope to get somewhere. It's like a vision, in 10 years, I hope to be this, I hope to be that. So I see, just as to summarize everything I've said, I see role models as operational people, and then I see mentors as operational people, and then I see role models as aspirational people, people we want to be like, whereas mentors will guide us and teach us along the way. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it has been a why. Okay, you want to say something before we go? Because actually after this we need to go. Role modeling, I think is very key these days. You actually need to role model through your subconscious. Many a time you envision somebody that you want to, in fact, for years or decades, might not talk to that person. But you're actually taking some steps to be like him. But mentoring involves continuous engagement. I want to take this step. What's your view? Even if you have concluded, and you can see around the world now, even the business school, Harvard, all of them, it's a very special course for people to take, and they make their businesses people to actually do a lot of mentoring now around the world. In fact, online mentoring is in vogue. So you might not even know who you are actually mentoring. Maybe somewhere in South Africa and you are here in Nigeria. All what is after is the value you can add to the business. Let's say.
Assalamu alaikum. Sorry to drag us back. I just want to make a clarification concerning what I said before. It wasn't that I regretted investing, but I was telling you the lack of idea that I had then. After giving somebody money, and the person did the business, somebody did the business, I was supposed to take it further. But because the idea was not there, in fact, the person did me a favor by turning the money around. The money was there, no idea, nothing to do with it. I could have squandered the money with something else. But the person did the business. Why I was saying that for so long, what was I thinking? I should have thought like when the money comes back, then I have to, take another step and take it further. So I wasn't saying that I regretted it, but I was saying that when you don't have idea, even if you have the money, you will not be able to do anything. Somebody.
Wa alaikum salam. Two guys, okay. Okay, after these two, please. We'll come back after, I think we're going to have like 30 minutes break. We'll come back by 2 o'clock to have a small group section, syndicate group. Just like for all these are panelists, we add each of the groups so that we can interact in a very closer relationship. That we do between 2 and 3 o'clock. By 3 o'clock sharp, we are going to stop that. And we are going to take the report from each of the group so that all of us will learn together, so that by 3:30 we are closing. People can pray the Ashray and go. Tomorrow, if you are interested in entrepreneurship, which is the main deal, because that's where I'm saying everything ending, then we can actually come back for that. We expect to have a crowd tomorrow because of entrepreneurship. So if you are here today, please come early to take your seat. We cannot expand the hall. If the hall is filled up, let it be that way. So I will take that 2 comments, please.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. May Allah reward the attendance of this program. Both the panelists, they have tried, and most especially the moderator, he seems to know much more, trying to bring people back on course. On the issue of mentorship, mentorship is a shortcut for those people that are coming up, not to make the errors of those people who have been successful. So I wouldn't really want to say much. I just want to commend the organizer of these gatherings. They have done a wonderful job for moving this kind of a discussion or a program to the next level. It's not just going to be the usual program of discussing, and a lot of attendants are not able to listen. They are only able to hear. So as a result, they are not able to make the best of what has been had. The program scheduled for 2 o'clock seems to be a program that worth more than 100,000 naira. That is the importance of this sitting, whereby people can come together and you can discuss the reality, the practicability of what has been discussed so far. That will drive it down home. And the issue of the online mentorship is so wonderful an idea, whereby you have ready-made mentorship, so that anytime, any day you need mentorship, you can get it without having to make, looking around for mentorship. I think if people will take the best advantages of these efforts, it will really help us. All this that has been discussed, there are tendencies that you may forget. There are tendencies that you may not need them now and you don't know the value. But in a situation whereby this key value of mentorship, we are able to maximize it. That is the best advantage of this program so far. May Allah reward all of us abundantly. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We spoke earlier on something that caught my attention. Most people often forget that we're social animals, one way or the other. We need to socialize with each other. And for anybody to get to the peak of his or her success in life, you need to have two kinds of friends. They are the ones that build you and the ones you build. The ones you build are those that want to achieve what you want to achieve the way you have achieved it. And the ones that build you are those that have achieved what you want to achieve the way you want to achieve it. For instance, I'll give you a good example. You had a very good result in your WAEC, and somebody is really looking up to you. When the person wants to get good results, is it by cheating? Is it by reading to pass? Is it by reading to know? So you have to be sure of what you want. Then you now look up to that person, and he will give you what you really want, the way you want it. If you guys are not on the same path, that is, he wants to achieve what you want, what you have achieved, the way you have achieved it, you're both wasting your time. So in picking mentorship or whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to associate with, you have to be sure of yourself. Has this person achieved what I want to achieve the way I would have want to achieve it? Because that's the only way you can get to the peak of your success. When you can certify this criteria very well, the next step will be that any obstacle you come through, those that have achieved things the way you want to achieve it, they will help you go over it easily. Because whatever problem you're encountering now, they've gone through it, they've been there, and they'll be able to put you through easily. So going through all those of life will be very simple for you. Now, those that want to achieve what you have achieved, right? They are people like, as if you are cloning them. When you have a problem, you have something you want to sort out, all you have to do, get in touch with them, and they'll be able to do it the way you would do it. And at the end of the day, you'll be able to achieve much in a short period of time. But unfortunately, to identify these people seems to be a big problem. And that's the only time I feel you could be having a problem, going to know these people that want to really achieve what you have achieved, and those that have achieved what you want to achieve.
An excellent time. I will take one minute wrap up from the panelists. That will take us to 1:30, if I'm guessing right. I think we are on 1:24 now. Just a minute.
Okay. First of all, I would just like to use this opportunity to thank the organizers of this program. I think one of the problems we have in our society is not just that there are no jobs. I think we're not trying hard enough. There are tons of opportunities out there. With the government that came in now, talking about agriculture, everybody is starting to see prospects in that industry. Meanwhile, the industry has been like that for so long. People always ate chicken, cattle, milk. These demands have been there time immemorial. However, people haven't done anything. They needed some kind of spur. Now, government has come and said, we want to diversify, and now everybody's looking into poultry at the back of their house or a farm or whatever it is anyway. So I think we need to keep exploring. It's not only agriculture. There are so many ways. Some of us already are into trading. There are better ways you can go about your trading. Some of us are into manufacturing of soap and other things. There are other ways you can do it. There are some people do outsourcing, for example. You have a business idea, you take it to a company who will do it for you at a far cheaper price, and it will take less of your time, and you just brand it. You probably put your name on it, slap your name on it, and sell it. And you also have the customers. So there are so many ways to go about it. We should all focus on looking for better ways at doing business and also being involved. Thank you very much.
Well, I want to thank the organizer for this this talk. What I want to tell the audience is that this is the time for us to think outside the box. Let's move out and consult with the right people and see how we can create wealth for ourselves. If you are in employment that is salary-based, make sure that for you not to be struggling with salary, you need to do something extra so that you can always be comfortable. If you are looking for a job, don't stay at home and be looking for a job. Engage yourself by doing something. Use your skill to find something for you while waiting for employment to come. It's not easy. You need to talk to people. How can you talk to people? You need to interact, socialize. One of the ways you can socialize is to come and be attending programs, Islamic programs like this. Every Saturday, Beinakum Counseling Family Center, we are doing things like this at this hall every Saturday, 10 to 1 p.m. I think it's a good opportunity for all of us to come and participate. Just last week, we graduated a set of Beinakum members that acquire various skills that can now be on their own, whether in employment or not in employment. So these are things we can do ourselves, and we should not look for to other areas for our help. Our wealth, our help is within us, but we need to move together and work as a team so that we can discover our wealth. God will help us. Thank you.
Okay, assalamu alaikum once again. Alhamdulillah, we planned and we were assisted by the best of planners. I want to use this medium to thank the organizers, to thank the attendees and my fellow panelists. May Allah reward you accordingly. And I also want to use this opportunity to encourage us to patronize made in Nigerian products, because that's the only way to stimulate the economy and create more employment for the entrepreneurs that are actually producing these materials. Think Nigeria, use Nigeria, let's move this economy forward. It's doable. And, you know, with increased production, the quality of production improves. So let's not see that those people who are patronizing, they have to go through lots of trial and error to get to where we are today. Let's be creative, let's be innovative. Let's use Google as much as possible. Let's ask questions from people around us. Because if you don't ask a question, you will not get a stupid answer, so that you now know that, this answer is stupid, I must look for the right answer. It's either you get a stupid answer or you get the right answer. And then let's plan and implement those plans. Let's not take our ideas with us back to our Creator, because we are vicegerents of Allah on earth. He wants us to do this, to help, because whatever solution bring out of any situation. You are helping the woman move forward. You are helping other people of other faiths to move forward. Please, thank you very much. Let's learn the skills and implement them. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum. As my co-panelists have said, thank you very much for organizing this talk. For me, I think I would like to remind us to not tailor our minds to money-making ventures only. Yes, making money is everybody's dream, but I think we should also try and look at how we can change society, how we can make an impact on society. Because everybody's trying to make money, you see a lot of people flocking into particular fields and then neglecting others. I'm sure now that government has started keying into agriculture, you would see a lot of people flocking into agriculture. Everybody wants to be a poultry farmer. Everybody wants to rear cows. Everybody wants to rear fishes. And then we neglect the other things. So let's not just look at how to make money, but look at how we can affect those around us and ultimately those that are far away from us too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think my own last word, I have three of them, 3 sentences. The first one is that from today, just delete it from your mind that impossibility exists. The moment you delete that, you are living a free life. A lot of possibility will come your way. Number 2, your network is your net worth. You should create network around yourself, valuable network. You see, some of us are carrying liabilities as friends. Drop those liabilities, start picking assets as friends. The moment you start doing that, check around yourself, check. What is this one contributing to me? And the third one is that try as much as possible to be a giver. When you give a lot, you are going to receive a multitude. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamu ala mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. You have 30 minutes to come back, please. And come back for your syndicate session. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Please let's hasten our food so that immediately we'll start. Inshallah, we really want to start by 2. We have just 3 minutes. Inshallah. Two more minutes.